Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're featuring this, what I consider an absolute gorgeous looking Seiko. This is their brand new release Prospex 1965 Revival Diver 3-day 100th anniversary special edition, and I think this is a truly good looking watch. The SPB range have always been, I thought, really good watches. This is actually a replacement to the older SPB 143, I believe it was. The main difference though is the depth rating and slightly a little bit more power. These now feature 300 meters instead of the older 200 meters. And a couple of extra hours on the power reserve as well. But overall, I think they're great. We have the grey model here, but this one reference is 455. And you also have the SPB 453 and 451, black and blue. Personally, I think this could be the better looking one. But before I get too far into a review, I've got to say a massive thank you to the team over at First Class Watches. They have been so friendly, so helpful. Yeah, can't recommend them enough. I'll leave a link in the description to their website and at the bottom of the screen now. All I ask is that if you do actually go and speak to them, please mention the channel, as it really would help cement a bond. So anyway, sizes. A little bit strange on this one. The actual body of the watch I'm measuring at 39mm, though the bezel is more like 40mm. And the thickness of the watch, contrary to what they say, I'm getting 13.4, and the lug to lug is around about 46.2, and the bracelet size is 20mm on this one. Now, the actual dial, I think, is an absolute stunner on this. I think the dial just looks absolutely fantastic. It's got that real nice sunburst effect going on there. As you can see, the way the light catches and you get the different hues coming off there, it really does look good. Then you have these applied hour markers, done in a kind of gilt colour with the same as the matching hands. They just look so good. And of course, it's a Seiko, so the loom is absolutely legendary. It's really, really good. But overall, I say it's just even though it's a dive watch, it's got a real classy feel about it, I feel anyway. As I say, applied hour markers. We have the small date window down here at the 4:30 position. It's almost a little bit weird that it is round, but it matches so much better, I think, than the older one where it used to be at 3 o'clock and was very prominent. The advantage of it being down here is you end up with more symmetry to the dial, because whereas before it would take away some of the 3 o'clock minute marker, obviously it no longer does that. It's sort of like it's only there when you need it to be there, if that makes sense. Instead of it being in your face at 3 o'clock, it's kind of hidden away there. So I quite like how it's done. Obviously, we've got the script in the matching kind of gilt look, Seiko at the top there, and the all-important 3-day and 300 meters. So this also has a new movement. But anyway, as we come past that, we have a sapphire crystal on there with AR coating on the inside, and then we come to this bezel. The bezel itself, let's have a listen to the action. It is a very muted sound. Is there back play? Not much. Oh, maybe a little bit actually there. But even so, it's a 120 click bezel, and it's got that muted sound to it. A little bit like on my MM200. Does it line up? Yes, it does. I'm hoping that Seiko have improved their quality control, but so far this seems spot on, no problem at all. So the actual bezel insert, it is an aluminium bezel insert, but it has been kind of etched out somewhat. I believe they use a laser to etch it all in, and it looks really good for it. Obviously it will mark up and it will fade over time, but that's the kind of beauty of it. That's kind of, it gives it, you know, it will look great as the years go by. The edge of the bezel is a coin edge bezel. You can purchase it nice and easy. It isn't too serrated. It is just, it feels right. Then when you actually come to the case of a watch, I love this case design. I thought they've always got it right with this. I like the fact it's got drilled out lugs, making it easier to actually change a bracelet. It does also come with a NATO style bracelet, a nice chunky bracelet, a strap, I should say, a NATO strap. And it also looks amazing on that. Unfortunately, I don't have it with me to show you. You've got this nice beveled edge going around here and radial brushwork on the top. I just think this is one of those watches which just feels right on the wrist. Now the crown, it does have crown guards, but I must say there is a lot of overhang. And personally, I don't care because it is just so easy to manipulate that crown there. It's just nice and easy. Screw down crown, no problem at all. A little bit awkward sometimes to get back in, but I find if you can't always get a crown back in, you see it's popped out there, say it binds a little bit, what I do is press it down, go backwards, and then screw it in, and that always seems to work. Now as we come around the back there, this has still got its sticker on there, being it's a special edition. The special edition doesn't mean limited edition. What it means is once they've made their run of watches, that is it. It won't be a model which will continue, so you might get a year out of these before they stop making them. Can't be 100%, but underneath there is their newer 6R55 movement, taken over from the old 6R35. To be fair, is there much difference? There's an extra couple of hours of power, which means they can write that 3 days on the actual dial there. You know, it's one of those things. I think this was coming out round about, I think it was like plus 4 seconds, plus 5, something like that on the time grapher. To be fair, it's a brand new watch. It hasn't been worn in yet, so that might get better as it's, you know, goes on your wrist. Now, as we come past that, the bracelet itself, it's an okay bracelet. I like the kind of design there, how they've done it. It's all brushed, which makes it super friendly on the wrist, because if it's polished, it scuffs up a lot easier. But overall, it's solid. You know, can't fault that. Zoom out so we can see a little bit the actual bracelet, the actual clasp, I should say. The clasp itself does only have 2 levels of micro adjustment. Locks down, got your keeper on there, all signed up. To release that, you have to press these 2 buttons in there. It does come with their dive link extension, which are always a fiddly thing to open. Can I open it? How I normally open these is I get my kind of fingernail underneath the back here and pull, and then you can actually release that. Not the best system, to be fair, but it does work, and it's quite compact. So then what you do, hook it over like that and press that in, and it's good to go. Let me put it on my wrist so you can see how it looks. Let's just zoom out there. Quick wrist check. I'm wearing a Rolex Kermit. I've had this for a long time, back when Rolexes weren't too expensive. And Bob has got another Seiko. Bob has got an absolute beast. That is the automatic Seiko tuner, and that will be good. So I've got a few Seiko tuners of different varieties, so I'm looking forward to reviewing that one. Now my wrist size is 7¼ inches, which roughly works out to about 18.5 centimeters, give or take. And check it out. I think that watch is superb. Look at the way it sits down on the wrist. It really does hunker down. I think it just looks so, it is a super comfortable watch. I don't know what to say really. It is just, it's a watch I do like. I'd be happy to own one of these. I think they are a really good looking watch. So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you to it at that. Any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll always try and get back to you. But most importantly, stay safe out there. Take care. Bye.